What's up, world? It's T Davis. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button below so you don't miss a single episode of On the Top Coat. That button right there. Come for the nails while we talk a little bit. Okay. So Ellie Sheen, how did that come about? How did that come about?
Okay. So I am so I am related to the Wayans family.
Hold on. You're related to who?
Yes. So I am related to the Wayans family. And by the end of high school, I was just pretty annoyed with the questions of it all, even down to the dentist. So just everywhere. So I was like, okay, what can I kind of do to separate myself from my name? Whereas if it's social media, like Facebook or because Instagram had came out when I came out with Ellie Sheen. Instagram was now out, right. And it was weirdos DMing me are you?
So you was doing this for a while.
Yeah, I Ellie Sheen. Yeah, it was yeah, probably was 19 when I switched everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
This was a minute ago.
Yeah.
10 years plus.
Right. Yeah.
And I know you all this time. You couldn't get me a role in the Wayans Brothers or something. Reboot. Nothing. How you just ain't even.
Well,
plug me in. You listen. You look like you got potential. Put me in. Okay. All right. My bad. Okay.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
My bad.
Right.
So.
It's cool.
So, I kind of just wanted to be able to separate socials from people that I actually know, and so Ellie Sheen kind of came from that.
Okay. Is that a lot of pressure on you though? Being related to the Wayans,
No, because it's nothing that affects my day to day. It just is. It happens to be a fun fact. It happens to be a fun fact. It happens to be something that's true, but it's not something that would affect me directly outside of the you really
okay.
Yeah, outside of that, it's not something that affects my day.
So I see what you do. They be like, so who are you? And then you be like, do you really want to know?
No, I don't typically.
Do you really want to know who I am? I got this whole bottom.
Oh,
do you know? Do you really know what? Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Ellie Sheen really came from that place, and then eventually it was it wound up just being something that was jiggy, and it caught on. People were like, "Who's that? Where's that from?"
Right.
But we're also doing it. I get called L, I get called Sheen. People really took it and ran with it, and I said, "Okay, cool." And it wasn't until I did an art show last year, and people were they couldn't find me again on social media, and it was okay, I might have to actually switch back to Ashley on my socials and stuff like that, but. Outside of that, Ellie Sheen had a good little run. So
let me ask you this: so for Ellie Sheen, right? What was the eureka moment? What was the moment where you was like, "Yo,
this is the name"?
Yeah, this is it.
It was probably 2 a.m. You know, it's those 2 a.m.
Right.
It was probably 2 a.m. I was watching 2.5 Men, Charlie Sheen. There really wasn't much thought to put into this. Charlie Sheen was the actor on 2.5 Men. And then Ellie didn't really come from, now I can't really tell you what that came from, but I put it together. I put it out. I think there was something else before Ellie Sheen. There was something, a different name and then Sheen.
Okay.
But then stuck with it and there, but there really was no big taha behind it, no big eureka. It was just 2 a.m. in the morning. I was watching 2.5 Men. I had already knew that I wanted to change my socials to something else.
Because you got tired of people stalking you.
They weren't stalking me. It's just that people, and that's why I was saying when you asked earlier, there's a difference between a fan base and supporters.
Right.
Supporters is about someone individually. They're supporting. They could be supporting your journey. They could be supporting your talent. They could be a support system is a different thing than a fan base. So their fan base might just do like a general search and like search Wayans, and then follow every person who has that name. A supporter is not necessarily gonna do that.
You know what's so funny?
Mm-hmm.
Now I remember. It makes sense now. Because your last name is not T, it is definitely Wayne.
Oh, it's okay.
That's just so crazy because I'm like, all through high school, I'm like, they used to, yo, Waynes, what's up, Waynes? I'm like, makes sense now. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, you never wanted to get into like acting or anything like that?
Mm-mm.
No?
No.
Okay. Let me know if it gets too hot.
What is this?
Gel.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this is like a individual UV?
Hmm?
Oh.
Yeah, real deal. Holyfield. Yeah. This ain't for play. All right? But never wanted to get into acting? No.
Mm-mm. I always wanted to, always something where I didn't have to talk too much and be talked too much.
Okay.
That was always where I was like, that's where you could find me. Again, going back to art, where it was just like something that I could just listen to music, kind of be off to the side, out the way.
Okay. Yeah. So it was your, like you said, your escape.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So let's switch gears for a second.
Mm-hmm.